What's up? It's your boy D Change coming at you with another Daily Dave. It's Lazy Sunday, and I pretty much did nothing. I went to the grocery store. I woke up, went to the grocery store, came back, had dinner, and then I just kind of sat around. Oh, I did laundry. Oh, that was productive. There we go. And now I'm here, and it's technically the end of the day, but I'm still wide awake. No. Yeah, there's something to be said about kind of just doing nothing, Um I do think culturally we pursue too much of a productivity based schedule, or there's I feel like there's a lot of like, oh, you got to make sure you're really effective and you're doing stuff all the time with every single minute of your life. But there is something to be said about, I don't know, just kind of detaching from the world in a way and being able to kind of not flush out your thoughts, not like flush the toilet, maybe flesh out your thoughts, as in like realize what you're thinking about and what you're trying to explain in your mind. But I think just allowing thoughts to enter your head and let them be, I'm thinking about meditation again. Just that whole idea of like let it be, let stuff kind of do their thing, and then yeah, like exist, just exist. Don't worry too much about like what you have to do, or is what you're doing some sort of productive thing for society or for your community as a whole. We need breaks, we need to be able to just kind of take a step back and calm down. So yeah, maybe I should take breaks from daily daves. I should just be like, you know what, today not so much. But at the same time, I feel like recording one every day, even if I'm in a good mood or a bad mood, helps to kind of solidify that sense of like you really can't have like a you can't be 100% every single time all the time. So I think that is valuable. I even recorded one. I tried to record one prior to this, and I thought I was going off too far, so I stopped it and then I started again. So good example of how just you never have. I mean, in a way, you only deliver the finished product, right? And even in my opinion, like what kind of a finished product am I delivering? It's like, it's so simple, it's so just kind of whatever. But I'm glad that people want to watch them or listen to them. So it's great, and again, I'm basically doing it for myself so that in the future maybe I can take a look back and be like, this is what happened during that point in my life, that time in history. And yeah, so I guess regarding that, in terms of like the pandemic update, I haven't been keeping up with the numbers, so I don't know kind of what's going on. Besides, like from what I hear, California isn't reducing the cases fast enough. We might have plateaued, but we're not on a downward trend, so that's a little bit troubling, right? Because if you do want to open up again, you need to see that downward trend, like a really strong downward trend, I feel like. So yeah, and then I think I've covered it before, but like the science and stuff like that, like it's great that we're looking into antiviral treatments. That'll be great for when people go to the hospitals. Um, but then like realistically for the vaccine, we've been saying an optimistic 18 months or whatever. That seems kind of crazy now because I hear about how, was it mumps took 4 years, HIV has taken 2 decades, and it's not even, we finally have one promising thing. So, and it's actually really really interesting for people to refer to HIV as like the most recent pandemic in the States that like people worried about, right? Because yeah, like SARS and MERS were in other regions, so people in the US didn't care. They were just like, oh, that's someone else's problem. And that's something I heard about in another podcast as well, where There's like a Chinese writer who was talking about her experience and her family being in Wuhan, and you'll hear it in a lot of like Chinese writing now, where basically like, yeah, they just thought, hey, what, this is so crazy that like we're experiencing this epidemic, here, and we're trying to warn people, and then everyone's going like, whatever, it's your problem. So I think what's really interesting is, yeah, now that we're in this stage of the world, this is such a recent development too, since we're in this stage of the world where so many people can travel, and so much information can like move back and forth. Such a delayed response is like, just, I don't know, kind of ridiculous, So yeah, I definitely feel like some changes in order, some reform, or some upgrades to some updating to just how government agencies run, or like how our industries should work together in order to prepare for stuff like this. Or I mean, it's like preparation, proactiveness, and also the reaction to it. So I don't know, there's just there was a lot of stuff that like could have been done and wasn't done. And now that like we can't like, what do you call it, we can't brood, or like, spend all of our time just complaining about that. So I understand that, but then now that we have more information, it's like we got to use that information to our advantage. And at the same time, I feel like gathering more information is also super important, and that's why contact tracing and testing should be things that we want to improve, some things that we want to actually do a lot of. But yeah, there's a lot of hurdles, man. There's a lot of hurdles, and so we'll see how this great country of the United States will handle it. So anyway, yeah, just, I think this is wow, what week is this? It's kind of crazy. I started this in March 16th. So what, it was the end of week 6. We're going into week 7 or 8 now. I don't know. It's wow. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. If you think about it, the residents of Wuhan were locked down. The hardest hit place, they were pretty much locked down for 70 days or something like that, maybe a little bit more. So we, in a way, we're kind of reaching that point. But the difference, of course, is that like we, in our case, it's not like super enforced. It's not like we have border patrols. It's not like we have guards, forcing us to go back inside and stuff like that, even if we want fresh air. But yeah, we don't have the infrastructure here for like mass, or at least not that I know of, infrastructure for like mass like food and supply delivery to all the people that live out here in the suburbs and just in the city and all that as well, and rural areas. Whereas in Wuhan, that seemed to be the case. And yeah, I get it. It's not like equal treatment for everyone, but as far as I could tell, they did the best they could. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if like that's something that we could have someday. Maybe not. Oh well. But it is what it is. And that being said, there's still individual agency and responsibility here. So we keep doing the best we can to ensure that ourselves, our loved ones, and everyone around us are safe. And I feel like we got to emphasize that last part, everyone around us, because I get it, man. Shit sucks. Like, you don't want to get locked. You don't want to feel like you're in prison or whatever, that your rights are violated, etc. But is that worth potentially spreading the disease a bunch of other people when we can't really help it? I mean, I get it. There's a lot of unknowns. People just don't like it when things are unknown. So I don't like it when things are unknown either. I guess this is a really cool challenge because, well, really, it's a good challenge for people in general, because you got to be able to live with uncertainty, right? Or I personally think it's good to level up your existence in uncertainty, because life never goes according to plan. So gotta make do. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to my complete rambling. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.